family, or did you go somewhere? Or
Yeah, just our parents were over, so small little gathering.
okay, yeah, that's kind of like us. We had my parents came down for the holidays, spent a few 5 or 6 days down here, so it was very good. All right, everybody, photo sharing discussion number 84. And right now it's just me and Wes, but I'm sure the rest of the world will join us shortly. Um, had a break last week for the Thanksgiving holiday, so hopefully everybody had a good turkey day, and hopefully you're done with the leftovers at this point. I finished up my leftovers on Thursday night, so just about turkey leftovers Thursday night. The last of the dessert was last night, so
Yeah, we
completely
still have
done.
some dessert left, I think.
Oh man, yeah, we had my mom made a big thing of instead of pumpkin pie, she makes like pumpkin squares, which is same basic
Hmm.
type of thing. And she had a huge thing of it that she made, and we were just kind of working our way through it. And finished it up last night, and uh, on to normal food for a few weeks, and then you got Christmas and New Year's coming up. So
Yeah, a friend of mine makes pumpkin cheesecakes, and he brought a half a pumpkin cheesecake by this week
mm.
too. So we added that on top of what we already had.
Oh, pumpkin cheesecake, that is good. We got my mom made the pumpkin squares, and then we just got a pecan pie,
Hmm.
which was good. We finished that up on Wednesday. Well, we had a slice for dessert. Pam went to bed. I stayed up, read, and then ate another slice to finish off the pie. And then we finished up the pumpkin squares yesterday. So
Hmm.
first of the holidays is done. We got a few. What do we have? 20, no, 18 shopping days till
Yeah,
Christmas. So
looks like that about does it.
yeah, yeah. So I've made a pretty serious dent in the shopping. Although if anybody wants to send me you know, I don't know, any number of cameras, I'll be more than happy to accept it for Christmas.
Yeah.
I uh, I did a little shopping for myself. I've been planning on making a change. So I'll talk a little bit about that today. But have you gotten all yours done, Wes? Done?
No, I've got some done, but I'm usually one till the last couple of days. I won't be
Okay.
done.
Yeah, yeah. I've got most of it done. I've still got to get my brother and his family to live in Pittsburgh, so out of town. So I've got to find out from him what the kids think they want for Christmas, and then go ahead and take advantage of that Amazon Prime with gift wrapping and get it
Yeah.
get it there. Hey, Billy, it looks like his mic might not work. Let's see.
A little more light in here.
Okay, good. Let's open up the chat. Oh, there's chat. Tech issues. Not sure if I can stay till the end. Okay, well, glad to have you as long as you can stay in there, Rui.
Yep.
Looks like you posted a couple pictures. Must have gotten a new dog or something. That's a holiday themed dog. Well, I'll take a look at that. But we were just talking about the holiday shopping, and so hopefully everybody is making progress on that. I'll probably hopefully finish everything up by a week from tomorrow is kind of my goal, and I'll be done. And no last minute rushing around for me. It's just
Hmm.
too crazy. Although
Yeah.
Amazon Prime does make it pretty easy to do that. I definitely pay for the membership this time of year because we got family and friends that are almost all out of town for us. So it's a great way to get things going. But got some good images. Looks like you got a few over the holiday break. It looks like Wes. Yeah.
Yeah, I put some up.
Okay. And looks like Simi did a few. I got Pam posted one that she had from her trip to Germany. I posted one, and Roy posted a few. So I think
Hmm.
we're pretty good. So and then we'll kind of go through that, and then I want to talk a little bit. I don't know if anybody read the event thing, but um, we're coming up on 2015. 3 weeks away basically. Has anybody thought about doing a photography project in the new year? Um,
All right.
I did a project 365 in 2012, and it was a it was a challenge. I did actually do it. The one photo every day at least for the whole year, and I learned a lot by it. It really helped me to I think become a better photographer. I learned a lot about it, about photography, and being able to um, find something quickly in a scene and capture it. I mean, that was the thing because I was so pressed for time a lot of the year with work and that type of stuff. So, but it did. I think it improved my vision as a photographer, and I had a lot of fun doing it. It was fun. So I've taken a couple-year break, but I've got a project that I've been thinking about for the last month or so that I think I want to start in 2015. So I'll talk about that. Have you done a Project 365 or anything like that, Wes?
No, I've thought about it, but I'm just like, there's some days when I'm looking to take a picture of something, I'm walking through campus at work or something, and just nothing comes to me. So I'm just,
Yeah.
I don't know if it would be tough. Is it tough, like, to try to force yourself to take a picture every
Well,
day,
I
or?
would say 365 days out of the year, and the majority of the time is it's just regular life. I mean, you're just going back and forth to work and stuff.
Mm,
Um, I would say probably 100 to 150 of those images were ones that I really had to think about capturing something for that day because I
right.
just don't have that much free time, not near as much free time as I'd like to do photography. Um,
Yeah.
but at least 150, 3 out of the 5 work days during a week, I was just, I'm just running around and back and forth to work, especially in the fall, when we're out off daylight saving and it's kind of dark in the morning and dark in the evening. I would say almost half of the images were ones that weren't necessarily could be considered artistic or creative photographs by any means, but I kind of tried to make lemonade from lemons as much as I could. So
Yeah.
it was definitely a challenge, and I think that's where I improved the most, to be honest, because I had that pressure of self-imposed. I mean, nobody was going to put me in prison or anything if I didn't complete the project, but there was that self-imposed pressure of getting something halfway resembling more than a snapshot every day. So it'd just be, I tried to find something that was a theme that maybe related to what was going on in my life at that particular moment. But there were a bunch that were just, God, I gotta get a picture, and so I'd take a picture of something. But
Mhm.
I did try to come up with something halfway creative every day. And it was a challenge. I mean, the Project 365, and I kind of took it as literal. There's people that go all different ways on it. Some people say, well, I'll post a picture every day for 365 days, but I'm going to the south of France in July, so I'll take 100 images and I'll post one image each day from that trip. Well, I kind of did it. I'm going to do at least one photo. I might not post it on that exact day just because of time constraints, but I will make at least one image every day of the year and post that image. Not pre not pre fill the piggy bank with a bunch of images from the once in a lifetime trip and then put them out
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
the rest of the year. Uh, and so I did kind of take it literally, and it was most of the time it was fun. It did become a drag for part of the time, but I did learn a lot from it. And I just used my little PowerShot S95
Right.
camera. I just kept that in my work bag and my computer bag that I tote back and forth to work. I always had it in the car, and
Mm.
so I didn't have an excuse. I didn't have the excuse of, well, I don't have a camera with me because I always had a camera with me. And that was one thing I did get a lot better at, although I've slipped a little bit, is I carry a camera, some kind of camera with me a lot more than I used to.
Yeah, that's I should probably try a 365 project because I'm to where I always have a camera with me up, in addition to my cell phone.
Hmm. Yeah,
Obviously, that's the
yeah,
but I always have some sort of camera with me usually.
yeah. And there were a few that I did use my cell phone for, probably 20 or 25, just because maybe I was out and I brought the camera to work, but I had the phone with me and I was out taking a walk at lunch or something. I didn't have the camera and I saw something. But I did try to actually use an actual camera, quote unquote actual camera.
Right.
And, yeah, it was fun. I learned a lot. But I was when I got to the end of that, that December 31st, I think it was a picture of champagne. Was a bottle, a bottle of years. I'm like, I'm done,
Yes.
you know. And I didn't do much photography related for about a month or so. The month of January 2013, I didn't do a whole lot. and then I've kind of avoided the whole project thing, but now I'm back into it. So we'll revisit that when I get through. But yeah, I think it's worthwhile to do a project, and we'll talk a little bit about that.
All right.
But let's go into the photos here. Posted a few. I think I'll do the screen share. Where is it? There it is. Yeah. I mean, and photography is one of those things where you want to try to challenge yourself as much as possible. So it's projects are a great way to do it. Okay, so hopefully we can see that. I think, was this the one that Raj posted? I think this is the last one we looked at a couple weeks ago, I believe.
Yeah, I don't remember if we talked about this one or not.
I know we talked about this one. That was my with my 15-year-old digital camera. But anyway, this is great. I don't know what the exposure was on this. It must be maybe a time exposure, or knowing Raj, maybe he just.
I'm thinking maybe it's a Photoshop effect.
Yeah.
He's doing in the clouds there.
He launched into Photoshop and totally changed reality around a little bit.
But the water's real smooth too, so maybe it's not.
Yeah. Oh, is this the one where he reversed it? I think he was talking about this. Where he reversed it or something, but it's probably the same. Yeah. I mean, it's very cool. It looks like it would be either a long exposure, but the clouds are moving. I know the clouds are moving like
wrong.
Top to bottom. They're kind of moving the wrong way. You would think they would be moving that way.
Yeah.
But it's a neat effect. I mean, it's very, very cool. It's definitely a. Once again, he has a lot of his images that he photoshops have that kind of dreamlike, kind of altered reality kind of feel. So it's kind of neat. But the colors are great. He's kind of, I don't know, he probably did where he flipped this. Maybe he did. I wonder if he used a polarizer, because this part is real dark, this part's real light. But yeah, that's neat. The trees look reasonably sharp, so he probably did something with the sky, maybe flip it over and blur it or something. That's cool. That's a neat, very peaceful image though too.
Yeah.
But it has a lot of sense of movement to it too. But it is a very peaceful image. So good job. I like that. That's one thing I'm hoping I can dig into a little bit more over the winter is learn to use Photoshop more than for just cloning out stuff.
Yeah.
I signed up for the Creative Cloud a few months ago, and I use it, but I don't use it near as much. A lot of what I use Photoshop for is just a very short extension of what I could actually do in Lightroom. So I really need to get in there and just pick a few images and then just play around with it and do a bunch of different things. So it's definitely a tool. All right. Now this is a unique image. He says, Joe, I'm not sure why I had her put the bubble wrap, but I did.
And I didn't even notice it was bubble wrap until I read the...
Yeah. I guess he says, oh, hey, I got this roll of green bubble wrap. Why don't you just wrap that around? That's good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a nice holiday themed, a beauty photograph. I mean, yeah, it's good. It's very cool. I think it's a neat contrast too. I mean, just having the one section of that green with the rest of the image in black and white. Very nice. And yeah, I imagine the rest of the model is fairly attractive too. But yeah, he's got a lot. Look at all the views he's gotten. 1,200 views.
Yeah.
Nothing like having photos of hot chicks, I mean, that just pretty much does it. I mean, he put it in 17 groups. So he's got pinups, tiny tanga, bitty bikini. That's probably share the bet. Yeah, so he's got it in select groups, and 1,200 views. That's nice. But yeah, that's a neat contrast of color in there.
Yep.
I don't know if he colored it or not. It looks like maybe he did. I mean, because most bubble wrap is clear. But it kind of looks like on the edge here, around her finger.
I've seen green bubble wrap before, so it might be.
Yeah, maybe it is. But yeah, that's an interesting, neat idea, Joe. I'm not using green bubble wrap with my lacy underwear though, Joe. So you're gonna have to wait. But yeah, that's a neat image. I like that. Kind of creative. Okay, now here you got a couple here. You got a few images from a cane boil. Is this a reenactment or historical site somewhere?
Yeah, it's the historical farm that the city owns. It's a couple miles away from home. It's not, it's a 5-minute drive from here.
Okay.
And the weekend after Thanksgiving every year they do a cane boil.
Okay.
So I thought I'd go down there and.
Okay, so they take all the sugar cane, pretty much like making maple syrup, only with sugar cane, right? Same type of thing.
Yeah, except
And
you actually cut the sugar cane down and then you grind. You squeeze the juice out of it and then boil the juice.
Okay. And do they end up with a syrup at the end of
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, you just boil it down till it's syrup.
Mm-hmm. Get rid of all the water. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Well, this is nice. Did you use flash, or is that just natural light, or?
It's natural. I probably did use a brush and brush in
Okay.
a little more exposure on the faces. I'm tending to do that more and more these days.
Okay. All right. No, that's very good. I mean, it looks very natural. The colors are nice. You can make out the texture in the fabric here, which is nice. And you use the 24 f2.8.
Yeah, this is the new pancake that they just released. I wanted to post one of those.
Cool.
I bought
So you
one of
like it
those.
so far?
Yeah, it's really nice. I bought it mainly just to do YouTube videos. It's the right, I need wide angle stuff for that, but it's a nice lens. It's definitely worth $150.
Oh yeah, that's a very reasonable price for that, and it's great for. I mean, that's on. Yeah, so on there, so it's basically
It's like a 38.
38 or 40. I mean, so it's right in the wheelhouse of a lens that you would use for not necessarily portrait, but just like out and about type of photograph. Yeah.
Right.
Forces you to get a little close, but not right up in their face.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's very nice. It's a nice. The light's great. The texture and stuff, and yeah, it's a nice image. The brick in the back, and you shot that at f2.8. Yeah, okay. So you get some nice blurring in the background, a little bit of de-emphasis on the brick and everything. So yeah, very nice. I like it. And is this an image from the vintage race that you went to a few weeks ago? Yeah.
It was it's the Grassroots Motorsports Challenge.
Okay. All right.
So just took some pictures in the pits and decided to post this one up.
No, that's nice.
I saw the logo in the background and thought it'd be a cool photo.
No, it's a good. That's nice framing of that. Yeah, very nice. And they're working on fixing the engine. You got. Yeah, that's nicely composed. You've got it in the back, and you also got it here too.
Yeah.
In the front. So. Very nice, and the subject is nice and sharp, and yeah, that's nice, and the colors are great. I mean, it's a great contrast, the orange of the car, and then they've got the black and the gray on. So it's a nice image, and that's just with the nifty 50.
Yep.
$2,014 to spend. That's right. I remember you talking about they got a budget.
Right.
So what can you do for $2,000, which is not, for a Formula One, $2,000 would get you maybe a paddle on the shifter. You know?
Yeah, a lug nut, a wheel bolt or something.
Titanium micro drilled lug nut or something for $2,000. For here they got pretty much a whole car.
Yep.
So. But they look really cool, the paint jobs, but the paint job's probably like a $50 paint job, you know?
Oh, yeah. When you get up close to them, they're, pretty rough.
We got 10 cans of spray paint at Ace, and
right.
And that's why they have so many decals on to cover up all the flaws in the paint.
Right.
But they are brightly colored.
But even some real race cars look that bad when you get up close to them.
Oh, yeah, especially, I would imagine, yeah. You know, especially if they just recently put them back together after a wreck. You know, they qualifying, they crash, and then they've got like 12 hours or whatever to put the car back together before the race.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've got an event here in Atlanta which I haven't. It's just timing wise. The last few years we've been out of town. This year we were in town and I forgot completely about it. But the Petite Le Mans that they do up at Road
Right.
Atlanta,
Yeah.
and it's an hour away for us. I put it on my calendar, so hopefully next year the weather cooperates and do that because you can go up there, especially if you go up on the weekday. It starts on Wednesday or Thursday. So if
Hmm.
you can go up on like a Friday or whatever, you get to see some of the qualifying races, and there's not a ton of people.
Hmm. There's some historic races up there in May, I think, that I want to try and make it up to get to go shoot that at
Well,
some point.
let's keep in touch because yeah, I mean that's an hour away for us, and I
Yeah.
downloaded the schedule for Road Atlanta. It's a nice course
Yeah.
from what I hear, and it's yeah, they've got 4 or 5 events over the course of the year. They've got a couple motorcycle events. They do have a couple vintage, like around is it Memorial Day, that area, mid to late May. They
Hmm.
do some stuff. So yeah, let's keep in touch on that because that would be fun.
Yeah.
To do that. I know when we lived in California, like 88, 89, 90, we lived real close to what used to be called Sears Point up there in Napa
Hmm.
Raceway, and we went 5 or 6 times over the course of a year. And motorcycle races, we went to the NASCAR thing. It was a lot of fun. It was
Yep.
great photo opportunities too. So here we go. Okay, nice black and white conversion here, 18 to 135.
Yep.
That's
Yeah, I
nice.
was at 1600, and it gets pretty noisy at that point. I don't know. So I just converted to black and white.
Yeah, yeah. It's no, I mean, you know, at the size, I mean, that's fine. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure on the screen you started getting a lot of noise in here. But
Hmm.
that's a nice. It's perfect for black and white. You know, because
Right.
it's old timey. You've got the whole range from the white highlights to the dark shadows. But the area here is exposed just right. So
Mhm.
that's this is. Do you like it better in black and white than color when you got done with
Yeah.
everything? Yeah.
Yeah, I liked it better.
hmm This is one of those that I think would definitely be a convert it to black and white. Take a look at it and see what you think. Because
Of course, since the farm is representing, mid to late 1800s, it kind of lends itself to black and white.
now, if you had a filter and do like a daguerreotype or
Yeah.
something like that, that would be kind of interesting. You know. Do you have the Nick stuff?
No, I don't have
Okay,
any of
because I
that.
think they have. I don't use it near as much as I should, but they have the analog or film effects or analog effects or something, and they have a filter that is basically, I think it puts a border on it. It looks like the old classic daguerreotype from 1890 or something with kind of the torn edges and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of a fun thing to do with this. But yeah, it's very nicely done. The light's great, and yeah, like you said, you probably had to get the 1600 just to get any kind of exposure that would that would
Yeah.
work. Yeah, only 100th of a second even then. Yeah,
Mm.
and pretty okay. Yeah, 35 millimeters. Yeah, so yeah, that's a nice shot. Yeah, I think that's definitely a black and white better than color. Now this one I think is probably better in color than black and white because you've got the just a nice contrast of
Hmm.
the mill and the shirt and the hat and everything. Very nice. And was this with the okay? Yeah, the 50. Yeah,
Yep.
very nice.
For some reason, people seem to like this one, so I decided to share it in the group.
hmm No, it
Uh,
is. It's very nice. That's a nice. Um, yeah, just kind of showing. I don't know what, not documentary type of photograph.
all
Actually,
right.
showing what's going on, and you got some nice defocusing in the background there.
Mhm.
And, yeah, it's nice. I think that what's nice, what I like most about it are just the colors and the patterns. You got his hat, the cane hat that he's got, kind of goes with the shirt a little bit,
Mhm.
and then the grain that he's milling is kind of the same color as that, and the shirt, and you got the blue in the back, but the
Yeah.
red here kind of draws your attention right in, which is where you want it to be. So yeah,
Hmm.
that's very nice. Nice
Yeah.
shot. Those are historical fairs and that type of stuff is a great place to go to get some images.
Yeah, I love going to that kind of stuff.
Hmm.
Makes it real easy.
Yeah, I mean they're in costume. They have no problem
Right.
having you photograph them. So
Right.
it's not like you're going to offend anybody saying, "Hey, can I take your photo?"
Yeah.
So, okay, so here we got a few from Simi. This is calls it persistence. Once again in Connecticut, and very nice. What's the exposure? F22, 2 seconds.
Hmm.
Yeah, 35 to 70 at f2.8. And I shot it at f22 just to get things a small enough aperture to get a time
Yeah.
to get the blurring of the water. And
Even then, you still have to sometimes use a ND filter to slow it down.
yep, uh, like this.
It
But
might-
you got a nice texture on the water, and
Yeah.
this is neat because you just got pretty much just a black and white all the way around with, and you just got a little bit of color of the rock in the middle of the frame. And yeah, I mean that's placed right. Your eye goes right to it, and you kind of then you for me I kind of go right there to the rock. I see this and that, and you kind of see that in the background. So
Hmm.
Diana's Pool in Chapin, Connecticut. Very nice. Yeah, like it. Yeah, taken July 5th. Who knows what time, but it was probably middle of the day.
Hmm.
With an f22 to get a 2 second. Yeah, so probably an ISO of 100. Yeah, yeah, that's nice. But yeah, shooting that kind of stuff in the day, a lot of times the ND filter is almost a necessity if you want to get enough long enough exposure to get things drawn down. Oh, oh, this is very very nice.
Yeah.
I love the spider webs kind of going
Yeah.
through. Kind of going through. This would be an interesting one to see in black and white.
Yeah.
Even though the
Definitely.
green is great in the background, but it'd be
Hmm.
just interesting to see what it would look like in black and white. Because the horse, I mean, it's very nice exposure.
Yeah, that pitted kind of metal would look really neat.
Mm-hmm. Bring out a little bit of the black and white. Would probably bring out some more of the detail in here.
Yeah.
The cobwebs or spider webs, I think, might come out even more in black
Probably.
and white.
Yeah.
And it looks like there's a little bit of dew or something on that. But yeah, I mean that's nice because the title matches, the image gives you that sense of what the title is. Weathered, well, it's just been sitting there a long time.
Hmm.
And but yeah, this would be an interesting one to do a black and white conversion and just kind of compare back and forth. But yeah, it's nice, nicely placed. The background is, it's almost completely obliterated. All that's left is some color.
Yeah.
You shot that, yeah, f4 with at 200 millimeters though. So there's another example of using a longer lens to compress the image and get you get pretty much gone. Background doesn't even exist anymore at f4 with 200 with the 200 millimeter lens. And the 7000 is a crop, so that's really a 300 millimeter focal length.
All right.
Yeah, yeah, that's very nice. I like that. Sir Reginald.
Hmm.
This is, let me see, 7200. Wow, at only 100th of a second. It must have been a really still gall because that looks pretty sharp.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of times when you see wildlife photographers, that type of stuff, you see most of the shutter speeds are 500 of a second at least, 500, 1,000, something like that. So uh, maybe this gull wasn't even alive. Maybe it was stuffed and it was just sitting there. But no, that's very nice. The colors. What do you use? You use the 200. Yeah, 4. So that once again, the background's pretty much gone. Just
Hmm.
becomes like like a pastel painting almost in the back with the colors back here. And
Mm-hmm.
focus seems to be right on the right on this area of the gall.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's nicely composed. Kind of goes in. Maybe did a little bit of a vignette. I don't know. Looks like maybe a little bit.
Yeah,
But
it's either that lens at wide open, all the way out, or
mm-hmm.
put one on there.
A 4-200. Yeah, it might be that. But yeah, I mean that's be interesting. It looks pretty sharp, so a little you can see a little bit along the edges here, but nice sharp, nice colors. Yeah, that's a nice shot.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice shot. And congrats for getting a good image of a bird at 1/100th of a second.
Yeah.
Pretty good. That's a good that's a good one. I haven't done a lot of wildlife photography, but you see all the ones I look at, they're just way up. The shutter speed is 500,000, 1/1500th of a second with big lenses, big expensive lenses.
Mm-hmm.
So here we go. Beckoning once again, probably yep. Middle Beach in Madison, Connecticut.
This one's really cool.
8016. Yeah, very nice. The clouds, lots of detail and structure in the clouds, and it's kind of duplicated a little bit by the water down there.
Mm-hmm.
The colors, very nice. Having the rock right there where it is there's a lot of sky there, but having this right here kind of balances that out pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a 2-second exposure at 8 millimeters, so basically 12 millimeter focal length, f20 for 2 seconds. Very nice. I love like the colors on this. Maybe a little bright over here, but it's just that's well done. Nice nice image, and lots of detail in the rock here too. You see the barnacles or whatever's stuck on the rock there.
Mm-hmm.
So
He just needs to put his fisherman in there.
yeah, probably the same spot. You put the guy with the fishing pole in there.
Yeah.
And you're set. But this is probably maybe sun. It doesn't know what time. It could be sunset. Maybe because you're looking across a bay, maybe towards the southwest there. Yeah.
Yeah, it almost looks that way.
Yeah.
The sun's sort of coming from behind there.
Yeah, coming up this way. Yeah. Very nice. Good one, Cindy. I like that. Here's one from Pam's trip to Germany. I played around with this a little bit in Lightroom, kind of messing around a little bit with the color sliders, bring out some of the yellows and the greens in the hillside, and I got a little bit more detail in the sky by doing this. But I was going through her images, and she looked at them and she said, "Oh, that's okay." I said, "Yeah, that's pretty cool because you got the kind of the old factory, and then you got the vineyards and everything on it." So it came out, cropped it a little bit on this side here. There was some other kind of goofy looking building, and I don't know what that. I have to zoom in to see what that is, but the colors in the hillside, the golds and the greens and the browns.
Yeah, there's a lot of different patterns and colors, and it's really neat to look at.
Yeah, all vineyards. I mean, I guess it's just that whole section is just, as you can see, just I guess relatively steep hillsides. And she said it was just vineyards up and down the hills, right from pretty much from the water right up the hills.
Mm-hmm.
And can we get German wines? That's one of the big areas of it, I guess, along the Rhine there. But yeah, it's got a little bit of. I didn't notice this until I started looking at it a little bit more, but I think it's a train or something there, that bright red. And
yeah.
Kind of a fun little image. She was they did a combination bus tour and riverboat.
Mm-hmm.
So there we go. There we go. I got the star patterns F22.
Mm-hmm.
You got the very nice. I like the starburst from the lights. Um, is this an H? I wonder if this is HDR. I don't know.
It has that look to it to me. Either that or some sort of a lot of lighting.
Yeah, it says a 30-second exposure,
Hmm.
so that might account for it. Because I mean the fountain is pretty much gone, and maybe this is the result of the spray coming down over half a minute. Because this is
Hmm.
pretty sharp up here, the front. Yeah, some nice colors in there. The clouds are looks like they were moving though. It looks like maybe after a thunderstorm or something.
Hmm.
There's a lot of seems to be a lot of motion in the clouds there for 30 seconds. So yeah, that's neat. But yeah, the starburst pattern from the lens. So we know that the the 35 to 70 millimeter, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it's got a lot of blades. Look at that.
Hmm.
It's got like 16 blades. F22. But yeah, it's neat. Nicely, with the two lights and the fountain in the middle of the starburst from the lights. Very nice. It's a neat image. I like it. There we go. Houston sunrise. We got the light trails, the red and the white lights. Cars going, I guess, north and south there because the sun is coming up this way, I guess.
Hmm.
And yeah, so this must be the Gulf over this direction in Houston. And yeah, great light on the buildings.
Yeah.
Colors on here. I wonder what time this was taken. Let's see. 5:16.
Okay.
No, 6:03 in the morning. 6:03 in the morning. So,
It's
yeah.
like a lot of traffic for it.
Yeah, it's Houston, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, what's the exposure? 25 seconds, so
Yeah.
I don't know. That's kind of like Atlanta, 6 in the morning. There's a fair amount of traffic on the roads already.
Hmm.
Sad. But yeah, the blue in the sky. I mean, that's right in the middle of the blue hour.
Yeah.
Before half an hour after, and sun coming up, just lighting up those buildings. Yeah, that's that's very nice. Oh, okay. Um, yeah, nice colors. Got a nice little starburst pattern in the street lights here.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah, I don't know. Crop a little bit more on this side, but then you start losing the road probably over here. So probably a little bit of balance. And this was 35 millimeter. So basically 50 millimeter focal length.
Yeah.
Yeah, but nice reflections in the buildings. Yeah, that's very nice. That's nice, nice cityscape.
Hmm. It's like right out of a brochure.
Yep. Welcome to Houston.
Mm.
Very nice. All right. Here's I think this was from August or September. Um, the car show that I go to. So it's just a custom Harley did
Mhm.
with the roller cord and developed it and got it developed, scanned in, and then kind of didn't look uh, at that frame for a couple months and looked at it a few weeks ago. I was like, it's not too bad. I initially didn't like it because of the car in the background, but
Mm.
I imagine I ended up getting pretty good detail on the front wheel and the engine.
Mm.
So
I didn't even notice the car.
yeah,
Now I see it. I saw the
yeah.
sign. The sign was a little distracting, but
Yeah. And I didn't notice. I noticed the car first. I didn't notice the sign until last night when I posted it. I'm like,
uh,
that sign. But um, this is just a
just need to
very
carry
nice.
some pliers with you.
Yeah, bend that sign down.
Yeah.
Um, But yeah, this is yeah. I was obviously very proud of his custom motorcycle. And
Yeah, looks like a lot of work done to that.
oh, yeah, a lot of chrome, a lot of detail in here. And it was funny though. I had my roll cord and I brought a tripod with me, which I normally don't do. I'm going to start doing that more. So I set up a tripod and was like, hey, can I take a shot of this? And he's like, yeah. And people were starting to mill around because it was a nice looking bike. And he's like,
Mm-hmm.
stand back, the guy's taking a photo. So it was kind of nice to get him
Yeah.
to participate because there were people walking around back here and everything. And if you zoom in, there I am right there.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
me.
Oh, I see. I see the tripod legs.
Yeah. And I'm right there too, another reflection there, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm somewhere.
How many marks are there?
Yeah,
Where's Mark?
yeah. But I didn't think I was in the image, but I was. Oh well, it's kind of hard to get up
Yeah.
close and with all that chrome and stuff, and not find yourself in the frame somewhere. But I think you can see the guy is standing off behind me at this point, the owner of the bike. Yeah, it was fun. But yeah, that's just chrome in black and white film is a match made in heaven.
Yep. Great exposure.
Yeah, yeah, that was
A lot
the
of
tripod
detail and
definitely helped.
sharp.
'Cause, yeah, because I was just able to get down, have the camera set there, and then just the focus on the roller cord is so touchy. I mean, it just you move it an eighth of an inch one way or the other, and it just changes. So I was able
Mm-hmm.
to get it pretty dialed in pretty good. It was a little. I probably could have gotten a little more, but actually, what I need to be doing for that is to take my reading glasses with me because I'm up close. I need reading glasses, not just my contacts. Hey
Mm-hmm.
Tim,
Hello.
how are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Thought I'd pop in and say hello.
Oh, good. Yeah, glad to have you. It's been a while, so
I'm forgetting what a camera is.
yeah, you've been busy, huh?
Yeah, so all the weather has just been appalling over here. Just cannot get out.
Yeah,
No.
that's not good, but can't really do anything about it, I guess.
Indeed, just hoping for nice weather. My dad bought himself a new toy. He's got a medium format for Bronica. And,
Oh, wow. Okay.
so I blame him. So as soon as he's bought that, the weather turned.
Yeah, yeah,
Mm.
that's what happened. So did you get was it the SQ or the SA? Which one did he end up getting? SQ. Okay.
He's trying to get me one for Christmas.
Mm.
Brilliant.
Yeah, that's it. That's a nice. That's a nice camera. I'm looking at that as another film camera, but it's a square format,
Yeah.
which I already have in a roller cord, and it's a great camera. But I think I've decided if I'm going to get another medium format camera, I'm going to get a different format, not square. If I can find like a 6x7 or 6x9. But yeah, I've got a friend that has a Bronica, and he loves it, and it takes great images.
Oh yeah, and say it's superb images. Of
Mm-hmm.
course, they're learning. I suppose you're used to the medium format because, of course, the depth of field is so shallow on them.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's a great format. I love the square format. It's just everything looks a lot different square compared to like a 3x2 or 4x3 or whatever we have with the DSLRs. It's just a lot different. And yeah, there's some great lenses for that camera. Yeah, let's keep our fingers crossed that Santa brings you one of
Yeah,
those for
say,
Christmas.
I know he's hunting. He's hunting. He's going to try and get me one. He goes, "Do you want a medium format?" I'm like, "Oh yeah."
Yeah. And the thing that's great about medium format is for not only for just making the photos, but for scanning because it's a bigger negative.
Yeah.
You can get by with a normal resolution scanner and get still good images because you've got basically a 2-inch, what is it, 66 centimeters. So you got 2¼ inch, so it's a much bigger negative. So even if your scanner only does 17 or 1800 DPI, by the time you're done, you've got a 25 meg image.
Yeah.
So you can, if you got it right and you scan it good, you've got something that can be enlarged to 20 by 20 easy. and still retain a lot of detail. And that's a lot harder with a 35 millimeter frame just because it's so small.
Yeah. I
So,
found I developed a medium format for a friend a little while ago. I suddenly got an email from him. He goes, "Can you do medium format?" I went, "Well, my tank can. I've not done it yet, but there's no reason I can't." So I had a go. It's a bit different. I'm like, "Is there a bit of paper on this?" He goes, "Yeah, it's paper all the way around because you're in the dark bag playing the guessing game." We was successful.
good, good. Yeah, it's yeah, medium format. I don't know. It's they're both. I still find it hard for either 35 or 120 to load onto the reels in the dark. I mean, it's still. I mean, I've done 52 rolls that I've developed over the last couple of years, and it's still a challenge.
Yeah,
But I haven't totally messed up a roll in about 6 months. I've had a few times where I've spent 15 minutes trying to get it on the reel and
yeah.
cursing and doing the whole thing along the way, and my wife laughs at me. She goes, "You having trouble with that?" Shut up, just let me finish this. But I haven't had any total disasters, but there's been a couple times where like, oh, please, just let me get this on the reel. But no,
But
it's.
that's a stainless steel tank, which has got the metal coil.
Hmm.
I said to him, I said, "Oh, the guy who runs my online photography group, he very quickly changed tanks."
Yeah, yeah. No,
In his time, yeah, he said it was ridiculously hard.
yeah, that's what made me change because I originally had the stainless steel reels, and that's what made me change to the Patterson type with the plastic reel was the
I do like the ratchet of the Patterson. It's a
yeah.
lot.
Yeah, that makes it a little bit easier. I wouldn't say it's easy, but it's easier.
Yeah.
And I've had much more success with the plastic ratchet reel than the stainless. That's for sure. So, well, good. Would you have a good holiday? Thanksgiving? Well, you don't do Thanksgiving.
We don't do Thanksgiving.
We had too much turkey as usual, but we got Christmas coming up here in a few weeks, so got a couple things on the wish list. I went ahead and purchased myself a new toy, so I'll talk about that here in a little bit.
Ah.
But we're going to talk a little bit about photo projects too. So I don't know if that's something that maybe you've been thinking about doing or whatever, but I think that would be it's always a fun thing to do, and it's a great way to improve the photography, I think. So finish up. I think is that the last? No, Rui posted a couple more here. Let's go back
there.
Go back to the screen share and see what we got here. Yeah, so that was my medium format shot of the week was this motorcycle, and yeah, it's just does a great job of defocusing the background. That's one of the things I love about the medium format. You get a good focus and sharp and wide enough f-stop, and background just kind of goes away. So very nice. Okay, we got a couple here from Rui, and this is man, he's milking that worldwide photo walk, man. Look at this, he's still posting images from that thing. Uh, Windows. It's a very interesting shot. Like all the windows, and they all have different colors and stuff in them. Doesn't say where it is, but it's an old building, obviously. Nicely framed in there. We got three on either side of the center. It's got it centered pretty well, leveled it out in Lightroom probably. And yeah, it's neat. There's lots of nice texture in the wall with paint. And here are the railings, different colors. I really like this window here with the pink window. Get this red. I don't know what this is up here. Maybe plant. So these are probably apartments, I would think. Something like that. Very nice. Yeah, it's a neat shot. A lot of times when we're out walking around, we just don't look up. So this is one of those things where look up and see what's around you. Look up and look behind you. A few things we get so focused on what's in front of us. Radio Lux. It looks like a radio, like a repair shop, electronics repair shop or something.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, it's a neat image. Nicely put together, pretty well centered in the frame. Nicely done. I like that. Ah, there we go. Christmas Charlie.
Hmm.
Now, what I'm really amazed is he's got the Christmas tree up already. It looks like it's decorated too.
Yeah, it looks that way.
Yeah, and and this was with the 50 millimeter. There we go. 0.8. Yeah, very photogenic dog. Charlie has got it. I think you need to get him in like commercials or something to get dog food or
Yeah.
chew
Milk
toys
buns.
or something. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's a great shot. The tree in the background. Maybe this is going to be like for his holiday card that he sends out, his Christmas card. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Very nice. Yeah, that's a very nice shot. You got the focus right on his eyes. You see the light in his
Catch
eyes.
lights. Good.
Yep. Very nice. Yeah. Very well done, really. That's a great shot. That is. Got to hang that up on a wall and make a card out of it or something, because that's a nice one. I wonder how many shots it took to get this one though. With the dog.
Yeah.
The best of 25.
What if the dog was cooperative?
Mm-hmm.
At this point, Charlie's probably like, "Oh no, not this again."
Yeah, he's thinking, oh, God, he's got the camera out. He probably gets lots of treats before and after in order to get him to pose. But yeah, he's got the head tilted properly. I mean, yeah, he must have. I wonder if he had somebody off to the side here, getting his attention, getting him to look over, because he's got his head tilted. Yeah, I think Rui needs to go into the pet photography business. I think he's got to.
Yeah.
That's very nice. Very, very good job. I like that. It is very, very nice. Very nice. Good one. Well, good. You got some good images. I don't know, was this a timed exposure? No. Okay. So he's got the celebrate. He's got the holiday theme going there. So I've got to get out and do some images that kind of match up with the themes we've got going. I don't know. Maybe next weekend is kind of my thought. We've got a couple Christmas fairs, that type of thing in the area. I think if I can get out and do something there, that would be a good opportunity to do some longer exposure with the lights and people running around, that type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe kind of get both at the same time. But I wanted to talk a little bit about, and Wes and I were talking earlier about photo projects. So for any of you guys watching out there after the fact or whatever, if you haven't done photo project, think about it, because I think it's a way to maybe reinvigorate your passion for photography, kind of spark some new creativity, and maybe put some kind of self-imposed limits, not limits, but responsibility or pressure on yourself to kind of do something. I did the 365 back in 2012, and I went all the way through it, although it was a little bit of a challenge some days, that's for sure. But I did manage to take an image, at least one image every day of the year, a unique image every day of the year. I didn't post it every day just because of time, but I did. The images that I ended up posting were at least one image for every day, and that helped a lot in my ability to carry the camera with me more than I was before, because if you have the camera with you and you see something, you've got an opportunity of actually capturing it. So that helped, and then I just got better at kind of seeing a scene, kind of looking around, seeing what was around me, looking at stuff that most people would just see as completely ordinary, and trying, mostly out of desperation, to find something that was interesting to photograph. And that was it was definitely a challenge, but I learned a lot from it. to be honest, I got a little burned out at the end. Like I said earlier, it was one of those things when I got done, January 1st, 2013. I wasn't unmotivated for photography, but I wanted to do a very unstructured approach to photography for a while. But then that lasted 30 days or so, and then I kind of got back into it. And I picked up with some of the stuff that I learned. So one of the things I did, I'm going to post this. I've got a shared folder. I'm going to post this in the chat room. I set up a folder on Google Drive. It's a shared folder when I'm going to try to do links, things I come up with over the course of a week related to photography. And so this week, I'll do the screen share here just for giggles. I came up with 4 or 5 things that kind of relate to what I'm thinking about doing for a project, and then just other things. But one of the links I found was from Digital Photography School, the projects to jumpstart your creativity. So just some ideas on photo projects. A lot of people do 365. Other people do, what is it, 52, where you pick a different theme for each week. Other variations would be like a 12, where you do a different theme each month. So lots of different themes. But I posted a few links, and the link is in the chat room, and I also posted in the info on YouTube when we get done. But I found a few that were kind of interesting. The project I'm thinking of doing for 2015 is a street photography project. That's an area that I want to get better at, and I figure the best way to get better at it is to kind of force myself to do it. So I'm in the process now of researching maybe areas of town that might be good to go to on a regular basis. I'm thinking maybe at least once a month, probably during the weekends, just because I'm busy Monday through Friday, but someplace on the weekends that I can go to at least once a month over the course of the year and visit. So I kind of came up with, was kind of researching ideas, and I came across this link. It's interesting. It's a guy that lives in New York, and he does wet plate street photography. So he's got an 8x10 view camera where he does the plate glass, where he pours the liquid on the plate, puts the plate in the camera, and exposes the image. So he sets up his little darkroom on the sidewalk, loads up the plate, puts it in the view camera, takes the image, and it's a video and posts. So very interesting. This is a post a guy I follow on natural workflow for HDR, workflow for natural HDR, which was kind of interesting. That's one of the things. I do HDR, but I try to make it as natural looking as possible. So he's got a kind of an idea on there. Another link on Vimeo. It's a project of, I think it's 15 minutes long, and it's just a series of images from different street photographers all around the world. So kind of some inspiration that I kind of took a look at that, and it was kind of interesting. This one is from fstoppers.com. Do either of you guys visit fstoppers?
Occasionally.
Yeah.
Yeah. I watch their videos on YouTube.
Yeah. Why it's still important to shoot black and white, which was kind of an interesting article about, black and white is still valid, and lists a number of reasons which I think make a lot of sense. And then the link to Jumpstart Your Creativity and Digital Photography School. So just some ideas, and it's a public thing, so if you guys find anything that you want to add, just go ahead and copy the link in there. And I think I've got the whole folder as public as well.
Okay.
So let's see. I'm going to go back to the folder. Yeah. So I think this is. Yeah, I'm going to try to do one for each, at least as much as I can. Links for, do a separate sheet for each week, just things that I come across. Here's the link to, I think, the whole group. No, maybe not. Yeah, it's in there. The second one. is the link to the folder, not the specific sheet.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
take a look, and you can add. And if you have stuff coming up, just put it in. I'll set up. What I'll do is I'll set up a sheet for a few weeks out. Maybe that might be a good way to do it. So if you guys come across links or something you want to talk about or you find interesting that are photography related, just go ahead and put it in there, because I think it's a neat way, because there's so much stuff out there, and we all go to different places to find information on photography, inspiration, tips, tools, whatever. So that might be just an interesting way to kind of share things that we come across as we go about our the rest of the week that we're not doing this. Because I try to spend an hour or so a day photography related, going through reading posts, reading articles, processing images, that type of thing. And so I just find stuff along the way that are interesting. So I figure if I find it interesting, other people probably will find it interesting as well. So good. So that's my project for 2015. Is I'm going to do. I think I'm going to call it. I don't know, monthly street 2015 or something. So I'm researching areas. And I think I've settled in on a couple areas of town. One where I can essentially do a photo walk each month, where it might not be the same day each month, or even the same time of the same day. But when I go there, I can go there and basically follow the same route over that period and focus on doing street photography and just see what happens over the course of the year. I think I'm going to integrate the route that I'm thinking of is got some of Piedmont Park, which is a big park in Atlanta, and then the Midtown section. So I can park at Piedmont Park, start my walk there, kind of walk around through the park, and then walk over to Midtown, which is maybe half a mile away, go through some areas there, and come back. So at the end of the walk, I might walk a couple miles and go through a couple of different environments. Kind of a city park type setting where you get all kinds of people. A residential area kind of going between the park and the business district, and then the Midtown area of Atlanta, which has a lot of stores and restaurants, office buildings. It's got a couple public transportation stops, some redeveloped areas, some areas that are kind of blighted, so a mix of everything. And so I'm thinking that's probably going to be what I do, and it'll probably be on the weekends, either a Saturday or a Sunday, maybe in the morning, either morning or afternoon, just depending. I'd like to be able to get decent light, so it'll be probably first thing in the morning or near the end of the day, and that might change, just depending on my schedule. And I think, but I'm going to wherever I go, I'm going to make a commitment to do at least one photo walk a month. So, and then if I figure if I'm doing the same area each time, things are going to change as the seasons change, but I'll probably notice some of the same stuff, but it'll be different, and maybe a little bit of a documentary type component to it as well. And I'm hoping that if I get more familiar with the area, that I'll notice more things than I would have initially. So.
Yeah, probably. Time you go back, you'll see something you didn't see the time before.
Exactly. Yeah, and the people are different, and I really want to make it about the people and the things I see, not necessarily the landscape, but more about the people and the stuff that are there, because that's the one thing. My natural tendency is to photograph inanimate objects. Where Joe, his natural tendency is to photograph people. Mine is landscapes, cars, cityscapes, that type of thing. So photographing people is I enjoy it, but I'm not real. That's not the first thing I think about when I go out with a camera. So I think this will force me to do that. And we've got a little group here in Atlanta that we try to get together, a few times a year. That's more street photography oriented, and there's some really good photographers in that group. and they do some amazing images. And I was like, well, that'd be kind of neat to be able to do that. And it's not that the images are so difficult, it's just that they've got a really good sense of timing and capturing, what was it, Henri Cartier-Bresson, was it the decisive moment? You've heard about that? I mean, they've just got a good sense of kind of following what's going on around them and then making the photograph at a good time, whether you've got placement of people versus the environment or something that somebody's doing, and they do it in such a way that the people don't know that they're being photographed too. So that's the other trick to it, and so it's gonna be a challenge, but I think a good way for me to improve that part of my photography, and maybe make me, then I can apply for the NSA or something when I get done with all this, because I'm good at taking pictures of people when they're not knowing I'm taking pictures of them. So have you done a photo project at all, Tim? Have you done a?
Not really. I'm saying photography, mate. He stitched us up, didn't he, a few months ago? He volunteered us to take a load of pictures around Essex, and I hated it. Having to, because we had a time scale as well, you end up feeling obliged to do it. And I thought, I don't like doing this. I've been reluctant to sort of set myself a project, but there's certainly things I thought of in between. If I really want to get the camera in here, I'm quite an ice skater. I help teach ice skating, and for years you wasn't allowed to take photos in the ice rink, and they lifted it last year. And I've been promising myself I will get the camera up there.
Wow, that would be interesting, especially in the this time of year, in the winter, because there's probably just a lot of people out there. That would be an interesting thing to kind of document what goes on, at the local ice skating rink or something like that.
That's the thing. There's so many when I'm there, you're thinking, oh, that'd be a good picture, because you never got the camera on you.
Yeah. Well, it's tough. I mean, I know for me, wherever you live, you kind of get into a routine, and it's tough at least for me, it's tough to see opportunities right where you're at all the time. So it's like, oh, I got to go travel here because I want to photograph this place or that place. Well, I can't travel 52 weeks out of the year, so I've got to take advantage of what I have around me. So that's what kind of prompted me, is like, well, what do I want to improve? There's a lot of stuff in the Atlanta area that I can photograph. I just need to kind of make a commitment to go out and do it. So it should be interesting. But yeah, there's a lot of different variations on photo projects, and it does take a little bit more commitment than just going out with your camera and taking photographs. But I expect I'll benefit. I know I'll benefit by doing this, and I'll get better at it, and there'll probably be some surprises too. Yeah, so that's what I'm hoping for. So how about you, Wes? You haven't done the 360? You've been thinking about doing a 365, I know.
Yeah, you almost got me talked into it. Over the next few weeks, I'll make a decision.
Yeah.
I need to do at least some sort of photo project this year to sort of push my photography forward.
Yeah, it's tough, and a lot of times people think you got to do something every day. And a project 365 is really a pretty big commitment, because you got to do something every day. But if you just come up with a theme over the course of the year, or something you want to improve, and then do variations on that each month or each week, or pick an area of town that you like to photograph, and then just do that. Yeah, I mean, there's almost an infinite amount of variations, and I don't think it really matters what you pick as your project. I think what matters is the fact that you say to yourself that I'm going to do something, and it's going to be fairly regular, and it has an objective, and it has a goal, whatever it is. I think that's the important part, because photography is so it's creative, and a lot of times when you get creative, you don't want to put constraints around what you're doing. So it's very tough. People say, "Oh, I don't want to box myself in. I just want to be able to go out with a camera and take whatever strikes me." Well, that's good, but I think if you put a little bit of definition around what you are trying to do, at least, maybe it's there's one of the people in our group did a project where they just focused on using a specific focal length each time they went out.
Mm-hmm.
So they'd go out and do 25 millimeter, 40 millimeter, whatever, and then just no matter what, you never change the focal length. So it's up to you to frame the images using that focal length, zoom with your feet, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And said they really learned a lot by doing that, just picking the focal length and going with it. Other people they picked stuff like picking a color. I want to do the color blue or
Mm-hmm.
red or green or this month or this week or whatever. And then everything you look at, you're looking for that one color or that one shape or that one pattern. And it forces you for your mind to work a little differently than it would be just going out and seeing what you can see. So
Mm-hmm.
it's fun. I'm 99% sure it's going to be the street photography this year for 2015 for me. So I'll document it and I'll check in with kind of give everybody an update as we're going through the year, and I'll post stuff on the blog and images, and it's gonna be kind of interesting. But I think that's it. Hopefully I've given you some ideas. The Digital Photography School link has some good ideas in it.
Yeah.
And then I think if you just Google like photo projects, you'll find hundreds of different things out there.
Yeah. There's that app, the Now Do This, I think it's called. Have you tried that?
No. What's it called? Now Do This, you said?
Yeah, like it's an app and it gives you a project to do every day.
Oh, wow.
I think that's what it's called.
Let's see. That sounds interesting. NowDoThis.com. A one at a time to-do list. Huh. Okay. Write your to-do list in the box.
No, that's not it.
No? Okay.
It's,
Wrong one. We got the Now Do This blog. Android apps on Google Play. Is that it? A single task to do app. Oh, okay. Well, that's kind of interesting, though. I might look at that.
Yeah.
It's a photography specific?
Yeah, it started by some well-known photographer that, I don't know I can't think of his name right now, but he's a well-known photographer apparently, and started this app, and it's like a photography-based app. Like I think the first thing is take a picture of your feet.
Oh, okay.
And then it you take a picture of your feet, and then it gives you something else to do every day.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
do this?
That sounds familiar. That might be it. Okay, do this.
It looks like it's App Store only, so not Android, but trending photos. Yeah, that looks like it. That's it. Discover Do of the Day. So if I click on Do of the Day, it is Help Portrait 2014. Okay, so it just gives you a different thing to do each day. Or, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, just little stuff like that kind of prompts you or has some built-in pressure to a certain extent to just get you to go out. Everybody talks about goal setting. Is if you talk about it, it's great, but if you write it down, then it becomes real. And I think that's with the photo project. For me, the Project 365 was I wrote it down. I said I was going to do it, and each day it was like, oh, I got to do it again. So it made a difference. But yeah, there's so many different ways of doing it, and I've talked to a lot of people I know are photographers, and they said, whatever you do, just do it because you're going to end up benefiting, and you're learning a lot in the process. So there we go. We got 3 weeks and I guess 4 weeks. No, 3 weeks basically. Yeah, 3 weeks till 2015. So I will probably, as I tend to do, I'll probably just document it on my blog as I go through. I'll probably set up the route once I figure out I think I'm going to go out next weekend or the weekend after and kind of walk through what I'm thinking about to see how long it takes me and how far it is, and then see what kind of mix of people I get, and then decide on a route. I think that's probably where it's going to go. I'll just pick a route that might be a couple miles, that might take me 2 or 3 hours, that has a mix, and then just walk that same route, each month for a year, and do street type photography and see what I come up with. So it'll be fun. But I got a new camera to kind of help me with that, so I'll talk about that next week. I don't have it yet.
Okay.
So it'll be my
keep the suspense going.
Yes. It's not new. I bought it used. But I'm thinking it's going to help me become as stealthy as possible as I can. So there's a hint. It's not a DSLR.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. But hopefully I get it. I think I'm going to get it this Wednesday or Thursday, so I'll have a few days to play with it, and then I can talk about it next week. But yeah, okay. Well, hey, good show, guys. Glad you could join in, Tim.
Yeah, no, so it's nice to be able to join in. I've been getting home from work late recently. I was just sitting there and thinking, I'm sure I used to do something Sunday evenings. Like,
Yeah, we're still here. I've done pretty good. I think we're pretty much set. I don't have any plans to be out of town on Sunday evenings until probably April. So we're good for the next 4 months, at least.
I'm trying to get my dad to join. I've got him onto Google Plus now, so...
Oh, good. Yeah, I want to see some images from his Bronica.
Yeah, so I said that. So I'm sure I've got him. I've told him to circle your group.
Wait a minute. I think I saw him on suggested people to follow. What's his first name?
Dennis.
Yes, I will find him, and I'm going to follow him.
Yeah, I said, I'm sure I've put him into your group. I said, yeah, then so give me the figure group was.
Yeah.
You want to check? I said, so put it up on this group.
Yep, I'm going to go ahead and I'll go ahead and add him because yeah. Okay, I saw another boon. I wonder where that came from, but now I know. So
Yeah.
add him in. I'll add him to the group too. So it'll be good. Okay, well, good. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Yep.
Enjoy the week and enjoy your new coach there, Wes.
Yeah.
He stole our football coach, Tim.
Oh, terrible.
His school, Florida, stole our coach from my alma mater, Colorado State. But they paid us a lot of money to do it, so I'm fine with that. So hopefully he wins and he doesn't get burned out and have a mental breakdown. Was it Urban Meyer that did that? He got stressed out and left. He's like, I can't take it anymore. so we'll see if Jim McElwain does that too. But we got our money, so that's all I care about. All right. See you guys. Have a good week.
All right. See you. Yeah.
All right. Take care. Bye.